And who you know to make a pet out of a scorpion? Esau do it, but if you try to tame a scorpion, try to pet him and do that, he's going to bite your ass. That's why we're not dealing with Israel as a person. And that's the cue, that's it. That's the cue right there. Jake running to the trunk.
God, it's like, God, it says, Psalms 89 verse 5, it says, the heavens shall praise thy wonders, O Lord, thy faithfulness also in the congregation of the saints. For who in the heavens can be compared unto the Lord? Who among the sons of the mighty can be likened unto the Lord?
Like Isaiah chapter 10, verse 21. The remnant shall return.
Yeah, only a remnant is going to return, right? The remnant shall return. God is going to grant access. It's going to be an entrance. Oh, what's that? Yeah. An entrance ministered unto us. Meaning what? We didn't pave our own way into the truth. The Lord allowed us access. You know, He ministered an entrance into the temple, man. Come on.
Even the remnant of Jacob.
Right, even the remnant of Jacob. See that? The remnant of Jacob. Go ahead.
Unto the mighty power.
Mm-hmm.
But though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea.
Right, because you have Israelites all over the place. Who cares if these certain Israelites know that they Israelites? You know, like, remember the Kodak Black? There was a time when brothers were doing a snippet. Kodak Black knows he's an Israelite. Man, fuck Kodak Black, man. Them niggas back then knew they was Israelites. When YAHAWASHI came on the scene, they knew they was Israelites. They had access to the temple, yet they rejected our Lord, man. Okay, so the Lord is not flattered by you associating yourself with being an Israelite. Okay, you have to be in obedience, right? And you have to return in the same. Man, this is crazy.
Hey, even knowing the law, that Pharisees, they was right. Paul was trained, raised up as a Pharisee. Right, they knew the law back and forth. Right? Because back then everybody didn't have a Bible that they could go to and learn the law. They had to hear it at the temple or hear it at the synagogue. But the Pharisees, they had access to the law. They knew the law back and forth. So you would go to them in order to hear about. Even that didn't have them believe in YAHAWASHI. That's really the real mystery at the end of the day. Faith in YAHAWASHI. They knew they was Israelites. They knew the law. You know, sometimes you get excited. You just see a Jake, you know, he ain't eating pork. I don't eat pork. Right, I don't eat shrimp. Right. He's like, you feeling good for him, right? And then, you know, that nigga, he don't believe in the Lord.
Which is really on display through the scriptures. That's how you get to know YAHAWASHI, you know? So you might openly, or should I say outwardly, appear to be an Israelite. You don't eat pork, you know, kind of fall within the measurements. But we asked you about the Quran, and you're not able to digest that, and that means you don't really believe in YAHAWASHI. You don't believe in YAHAWASHI. You have more about?
It's the book of Romans, chapter 2, verse 29.
Yep.
But he is a Jew, who is one inwardly. Yep. I already know what it's going to. Which really represents Israel. Okay? So it says, which is one inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart. All right? In the spirit and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of the Most High. So like it says here, it says he's an Israelite inwardly. Right, instead of the outward man. Okay? That's what I was going to earlier, man. You had Israelites that do the law. You got that today. All right? You got, people, individuals call themselves Israelites, and they swear by the law. Yeah, that's all they push, man. All right? But denying, all right, YAHAWASHI, man. All right? Denying the Son of the Heavenly Father, man. All right? Because why? Because we're in this captivity, man. Okay? And YAHAWASHI is going to be the only one to deliver us out of it, man. Not the letter, man, like it says here. Okay? But it says the circumcision is that of the heart, talking about the mind, man. Okay? In other words, YAHAWASHI has got to be in you, man. Okay? He's got to be on your mind, man. Okay? so that's why, again, you know, you got that today, man. You might have, you know, certain ones that call the Israelites, they might know, you know, the cadence or what have you, okay? But do you believe in the prophecy, man? Okay? Because the scriptures say what? The testimony of YAHAWASHI is the spirit of prophecy, man. Okay? So if you don't believe in the prophecies, then, you know, you don't have YAHAWASHI, man. You know? You're out of there, man.
Back then it was the testament if you believe that he rose again. There was a myth that Pharisees was pushing that YAHAWASHI didn't rise again. They stole the body, right? And so back then that was the dilemma, whether you believed in the resurrection or not. And now it's whether you believe in YAHAWASHI and the resurrection. You got all types of sects of Israelites out here, man. Depending on, you know, if you get in a one-on-one conversation with any of these guys in fringes, you're gonna see where their belief is lacking. Their faith is lacking. It's really it's still a fad. It's still, you know, they just making their rounds. But really, they ain't meant to be in it long. They ain't meant to be a part of this salvation, part of the elect.
And what you're saying, they look at this as a fad. You know, there's something to get into. You know, and that's what, you know, Jake is into. And into the giving. You know, but when it comes to the truth, you know, the truth comes around. You know, you don't need forgiveness and nothing like that. You know, you got certain groups that, you know, try to make rap songs and this and that. We don't have any time for that. All right. And like the apostles always say, if the Lord really wanted that, wanted that to go down, he'd get the best, you know, the rapping lyricists out there. All right, but no, the Lord didn't choose that platform, man. All right, he chose this to bring out his word, man. That's why the sentiment now is just teach the word, man. That's it.
It's like the scripture say, take heed how you build. You know, that's something you will not.
Yeah, that's a great point. Even Noah was given explicit instructions on building the ark. He had to build it a certain way. He couldn't build the way he wanted to build it. So that what Jake liked to do. Jake liked to make it a world-friendly thing, right? So they can have one foot in the grave, so to speak. They can still be cool with their friends. And I could be an Israelite and still have dreads and line up, you know what I mean? But no, it's a sacrifice, okay? You have to shed the old man and commit fully to, you know, the service with the Habash. You can't, like, you know, in a restaurant, for example, McDonald's, that's been the thing. Let's say you work at McDonald's, you can't bust up in McDonald's and wear what you want to wear. You got to wear the uniform, you got to have on the outfit, you got to operate. Yeah, welcome to McDonald's. Welcome to Mo. All right, there you go. Yeah, you can't say, I'm going to make a, I'm going to make a patty with, You make your own thing in McDonald's, you know. The breakfast, you got cereal on, you know, frosted flakes on the menu. You got to serve what they told you to serve.
Good. That's why we read the scripture earlier, right? So you must be conformed to the image of the Son.
Right.
All right? In other words, you that's why the scripture, another scripture say, put on as the elect.
Right.
All right? You know, they got to take that onto themselves. You know? And that's why I read earlier in the scripture, in Ephesians, man. All right? You have to be Israelite inwardly. All right? That means it's you know, taking on the mind of YAHAWASHI. And the scripture say that, right? It says that we have the mind of YAHAWASHI.
And can I say too real quick? That inwardly, that goes into the mindset in the teaching. The teaching, not you just, you know, meditating back and forth. No, that means you got to grasp that's inwardly. Y'all hold that to a Psalm 51.
This is 2 Corinthians 4:16, for which cause we faint not. But though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day.
Yeah, so the outward man seems to be perishing, right? But the inward man is continually being renewed, man. All right? With every single day, man. All right? With every, you know, obstacle you face, you know, the Lord's continuing to test you, you coming in, you just overcoming those tests, man. All right? That's that old man being shed from you. All right? You take on the new man, which is after the image of who?
And can I say too, it says renewed day by day. It goes into these various streams and videos. They go out every day. Each day your inner man is being renewed, being polished up. You know, your understanding is becoming sharper and sharper. So the inner man, your reasoning, is becoming, you know, polished up. Because you got to remember, you're not taking these bodies out of here. You're not taking this body up to your house. Right? You're going to be given a new body. Your reasoning, your understanding, your desire is going to be met through what doctrine you subscribe to. You're not going to have a nigga floating up. No! You just got to, you know, watching Independence Day. Yeah. And then once you get in the terrace, we break it down to you. Hey, calm down, bro. Calm down. Look, this is revelation. It's not going to work like that. You know, the ones going to go up, their desire is going to be met based upon what they subscribe to. That's why the scripture say the inner man is being polished up. So you can be, you know, presented as that chaste virgin before your house shot, man. That his return.
It's a process.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, and that's why the Lord compared us as the marriage something. You know? Yeah. And before the marriage happens, what? The bride's got to get ready. Yeah. You know? Yeah. You got to get everything.
So
right.
Oh, what's that? That's Daniel. What's that? Ezra.
Oh, yeah. That's like second temple.
Yeah.
Got to be purified and oils, you know?
That represents us. Like,
yeah.
That represents us, man.
Symbolism.
Yeah, symbolism. What we doing before we make ourselves ready? We soaking in that oil, man. We doing the truth, man. Woo! Making us tight.
Yeah. But you know, that's what happened. Yeah, so the Lord,
God, going back. It says, verse 17, 2 Corinthians 4:17, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment.
Right, this is light affliction, man. All right, compared to what we have coming. All right, the rewards. Okay, this is light, man. Okay, compared to what YAHAWASHI went through. All right, I mean, you as a regular Jake, you know, you go through what YAHAWASHI went through. Every time they're gonna say no, man. All right, so the Lord gave us this light affliction. All right. But at the same time, you know, through this light affliction, you know, and that's through the grace of YAHAWASHI, man. YAHAWASHI did the heavy work already. Right. All right? He already did the maximum amount, you know, to suffice like the Most High Yahawah, man. Okay? And we're coming in instead, man. All right? As joint heirs, okay? Because after he went through that, he received his glory, man. He received a crown. He received at the right hand of the Heavenly Father, man. So now we're going through our light affliction, like the author is saying, or reading out of, all right? We're going to be joint heirs with him as well, man. You know? And that's the beauty of it, man.
Yeah, going back, 2 Corinthians 4:17, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory.
Right, so it's the most exceeding weight of glory, man. Okay? So yeah, the scriptures compares a light affliction, but compared to that, you got a great reward, man. Okay? It's a great reward, and when you know that, you know, it's like, and that's why it's considered light. Because when you think about the reward, everything else you fall to the wayside, man. You're not thinking about, you know, things that's going on in your life, you know. You know, you might lose your job, you know, you might lose your woman, okay? You might, you know, lose friends, family members, okay? But guess what? That's light affliction, man. Okay? Because guess what? At the end of it, you're gonna be confident, man. Hey, case in point, Job. All right? Job lost everything, man. You know? And he still kept his integrity. All right? And he was rewarded. He got everything back, man. All right?
So this is Barak 51:27. Behold with your eyes how that I have but little labor and have gotten unto me much rest.
Right. That's it, man. Yeah, because right now, you know, we're at the point where we're doing this work. Okay, we got the unicorn doing the heavy lifting for us, man. All right? So all we got to do is, like I always say, Barak said, all I got to do is fit the camera. Right? And that's it, man. That's it. All right? So now it's light work, man, compared to all the ancient men back in the ancient world. You know, they had to travel miles and miles to bring the message, man. You know?
Yeah, Solomon, they tell you how they travel for miles to hear the wisdom of Solomon. You know? So that's an indictment on our people, because it's right here. It's like riches in the street. Like you walk bag of money in the street and you just walk out. Oh yeah, the Queen of the South gonna condemn you because she went through hell. Oh, when you go to the Queen of the South, that journey, she went. I think she went through Yemen, and it was met with peril, robbers, beasts. When you go into that terrain was real crazy getting the King Solomon, man, just to get the South. But there's one greater than Solomon here, and really when you go into that, that's even talking about now, man, because Solomon wasn't going into the chip, you know. And that's a stumbling block because remember when even Apostle Sahab made that statement that we know more than the disciples. A lot of guys got messed up, man. They abandoned the ministry, they looked at it sideways, but it's true. We know more than what we knew in the past. That's all he was saying. Yes, yeah. That's growth. That's the ministry growth. Well, scripture, the ministry is framed as that mustard seed. We're growing to a great tree. Yes, go ahead.
We finish it off in 2 Corinthians 4:18. It says, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen.
Right, and that's faith, man. All right? That's what required in this thing, man. You know? You gotta believe, man. Okay? And we believe that these things are gonna come to pass, man. Okay? First things that we do see. Yeah, okay? And it says that in Hebrews 11 chapter. All right? That the things that you know, the things that you see, and you have faith there is not true faith. You know? But the things that are unseen, all right, that's the true faith. Okay? And YAHAWASHI said itself. It says, blessed are they that have not seen me and yet believe. You know? Yeah. So, and that's how it is today, man. We, you know, us in this generation now, in this lifetime, you know, we haven't physically seen YAHAWASHI, okay? But at the same time, we seen him, okay? With our spiritual eyes, man, okay? So yeah, and we're blessed because of that, man. Why? Because again, going back to faith, man, okay? You have to have it, man, and that's why also as well, right? Is that faith. It says the scripture say it's impossible to please the Lord without faith. Okay, so now that's what the Lord's looking for. That's why now you're seeing a form of that taking place now, man. Okay, so through the words being influenced by the prophets, man. Okay, yeah, that's it.
Okay, let's finish it off. It says, but at the things which are not seen, for the things which are seen are temporary.
Right, the temple, man. Yeah. All right. I mean, everything you see around you, think about it, man. Everything you see around you, and you know, I was speaking on the camera last week. You know, I said everything you see around you is just made of element. You know, and these things are put together by YAHAWASHI, man. Now, the things that we're looking towards, all right, concerning YAHAWASHI, we're looking towards the baker that put all these things together, man. All right, you know, that form certain things in the earth, man. You know, so that's why now we look towards the maker of these things, man, rather than the things that are just here for just a season. You know, because everything you see around you is not going to deliver you in the time to come, man. Okay, you know, you might have a Mercedes, what have you, you know, that's not going to deliver you in that day, man. Okay, why? Because when all hell breaks loose, all right, you're not going to have that transportation, man. That's going to be nothing. You're going to be worried about what to eat the next day, man. All right, where you going to get your food from? Where you going to get your water from? You know, and then you have these people, these disgruntled individuals, all right, come knocking at your door, all right, saying where the food at, you know, raiding your place, you know, your home, fridge. You know, that's not the reality, man. All those things that you got, those possessions you got right now is going to be nothing, man. You ain't even going to be thinking about it, man. All right, survival mode is going to kick in.
Right,
you know?
right.
1 Corinthians 9. Oh, yeah, go. Finish it off.
I'll finish it off. It says, but the things which are not seen are eternal.
Woo. Yeah, the things that are not seen are eternal, man. All right? What's that? The kingdom. Okay? Because the kingdom is going to be everlasting, man. It's not going to have no end. All right? And that's what we're looking for, man. And that's why I was reading that scripture, right? It says that this is a light affliction. And we know that an eternal kingdom is coming, man. So that's why everything else is just fall by the wayside, man. You know? That's why there's a term called tunnel vision, man. You know? And that's what the man of the Lord have. Okay?
Yep.
Yeah. This is
sight set on the world to come.
1 Corinthians 9:25. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown.
Right. So you got individuals, doing it for a corruptible crown, man. Okay. In other words, a crown that fades away, man.
Right.
All right. There's another scripture, right, that says to store your treasures in heaven, right? Neither moth or rust doth corrupt. Okay. But here it is. These Jake, they strive for a temporal crown, man. A crown that's given to him by Esau Edom, man. And which really is no crown anyway. All right. Why? Because you still got to do the bidding of the ones that's in rulership, man. So really, it's nothing, man. You kept no crown, man. All right.
But we in incorruptible.
Right, but us an incorruptible crown. All right, a crown that never fades away, and that crown represents rulership, man. Okay, being rulers on the planet, man. Okay, because on the flip side, like I was saying earlier, right, concerning the crown given by Esau Edom, right, or that little state in this society, man. And that's it, man. Okay, that's all you got. You just got a little piece of the crown from the table, man. All right.
That goes to that constellation that YAHAWASHI spoke about. Yeah, you have got your reward. But you go into that word constellation, it goes back to console. So you're going to be comforted and consoled by the perks of this world, but that's going to run out. It's not a perpetual comfort. We put our stock into something that's perpetual.
Hey, that's it's like I'm always talking about investing and shit. It's like investing one-on-one. When you in for the long term or you in for the short money. We in for the long term. We in for the long money. That's understanding the word and what the Lord got to offer us way past America. See, Jake's mind's frame is just as long as I'm in America, right? But we light years ahead through the scriptures, of course, and what the Lord opened up our minds to understand that we could think that far, and that ain't crazy. We could think on the things that we're gonna have in the kingdom of heaven, meditate on these things. That's not crazy. We can meditate on the day when we're gonna be taking, putting Edomite babies' heads like that. That's not crazy. But in the confines of this world, the limited imaginations of these people, right? You don't got the truth, so you can't think like that. But that's a crazy thought to you. Now you go into the psych ward to get some more prescription. You in your right mind, man. If we let them doctors test on us, they gonna prescribe us with all type of shit. They gonna lock us up. We all gonna be in straitjacket. Some brothers, they just gonna have to hang. It's gonna come down to it. That's gonna be their verdict. Well, he believes that,
spaceships are gonna come.
Ships. And what we said last week, like, you gotta be crazy. You gotta be attacked. You gotta be a bit crazy. You gotta be crazy, man.
A dream.
To this world. To this world.
And we can get lost in the thought for hours, just about what the scriptures say. In the outside world, to them, that's foolishness. Because it's not talking about right now. See, we might skip a meal based on how much money we got or funds, or you get when your bread get tight. Now in this world, that look crazy. You didn't prioritize your life. You didn't. But we thinking how the Lord gonna hit us off with gifts when all hell break loose, man.
Right.
They ain't got no answer for that, Pop.
I got some real quick bad one by the King of Heaven. Psalms 16:11. That will show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore.
Yep, these pleasures. Scripture speaks about Moses, which really spiritually that's going into the house of David. How he didn't compromise for the pleasures of the world. He suffered with for a season or something like that, to gain the infinite, should I say, pleasures that the Lord prepared for us. Guess what is going to be played out on the planet Earth? Right? While you here, you experience what it, what it is to eat and certain joys, things like that, just to go into the spirit world to hold hands with Esau for hell after that. It don't make sense. Our redemption must be played out right here. Ain't this the place where we got our ass kicked? All right, come on.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1, verse 21. For after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High.
Right. Meaning, what you subscribe to, whatever you have been indoctrinated to here in this world, that's going to be the very thing to keep you from this understanding. Let's further prove that. Go to 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter. Because the so-called white man was set up to block our people from truth, man. That's why your struggle to embrace this form of teaching is based upon what you already believe in. You were so caught up in Christmas, but when we tell you that's not the way, you ain't going to be able to see it because you already have a preconceived notion based upon what the so-called white man told you. But,
2 Corinthians 4, verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world.
Right, so see, there's a God of this world. The word God simply translates to power. Right, the powers that be that rule and govern over this current system, they have blinded the minds of our people. Read that again.
He says, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not.
So your unbelief stems from the power of this world and his influence. See? So you don't, for example, right, we bring out the dietary law, right? You don't want to embrace that because what you was taught here in this world. And it could have been from your grandma. She could have had you believe in that pork pussy, but that really goes back to Esau. So the God of this world, he pretty much blurred your outlook on things. So when you was presented with the truth, it was a struggle. It was somewhat of a challenge for you to get over that hurdle. Yeah, come on.
This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness.
Right, that's with the so-called white man. Who else that's talking about? See, hey, these churches have you believe that's talking about the mystical, Satan and the traditional Satan with the horns on his head. He's not deceiving you, man. Now they'll give you an illustration to sell it, where you have a picture with Satan on your shoulder, telling you that deceivableness that's on display is by way of the so-called white man and his rhetoric, man. From his legislations down to his trends and everything in between. Yeah, Christianity mainly. That's that hell of a drug that our people is under influence. Because even if Jake ain't been in church 2.5 years, they still hold fast to that when they come into this arena. All right? Good. Huh?
With all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish.
Well, see, in them that perish. So those who are numbered to the sword, right? What's going to facilitate that? Esau snaring you through his science, which has nothing to do with the scripture. Go ahead, huh?
Because they received not the love of the truth.
Right, because they received not the love of the truth. That proves that you rejecting this information is what's going to cost you your life. Yep, that proves, that gives credence to the sense of urgency that comes with having his word. Come on.
That they might be saved.
Right, see, you're not going to be saved because you was not able to receive this information. Who blocked you up? Esau, the Lord, Esau to block you, man. Oh, what's that, Psalms 37? That green bay tree? Which, when you consider a tree, it has certain qualities. Of course, it can extend and you can eat from the branches. I can have a tree in my yard and the branches extend in your yard and you can eat from it. Well, that symbolizes the influence of the so-called white man as well. He's in the West, but they eating of his fruit because this tree is branching all over the world. Also, a tree serves as a lodging, and that's what the nations, they come over here. But also a tree, it provides shade. It actually blocks the light, man. So the so-called white man was set up to block the light, man. All right? All right, come on. That was it on that? Okay. Yeah. So pretty much the so-called white man is the offender. And you have to be willing to digest that. Right? You can't be driven by emotions too. That's what America teaches too. You know, when she subscribed to the ways of the so-called white man, which is a natural homo. That's why you see these sitcoms, they have a scene where the sad scene, they play the you know, they hear the crowd, that shit comes from Esau, man. And that's what you develop, a real feminine spirit here. Yeah, deceivableness. Right, so when you face with the hard truth, the hard-bodied truth, if you'll fall apart if you are of Esau. Right? That's why you can't conform to this world, and you have to detach from the so-called. Matter of fact, let's prove that. Go to Ecclesiastes 13 real quick. In 1.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes.
Hey, like the brother said earlier, if you're in the car with Esau, the Lord gonna shoot up, you're gonna receive the whole. I mean, that might be the most tasteful example, but you know, they say like somebody, and they're in the car, and you're in the car with them. Now you're in danger. So the Lord got a hit on the so-called white man. And the Lord encouraged you to detach from him before the judgment comes out. Go ahead.
God. Ecclesiastes, Sirach 13:1. He that toucheth him shall be defiled therewith.
Right. Let's find out what this picture is. Go ahead.
And he that have fellowship with the proud man.
See, that word pride is synonymous with Esau. You don't believe me? What month is this? Just throw it out there. Anybody know what month this is? It's Pride Month. Right, so the scriptures are spot on when identifying this devil. Go ahead.
And he that have fellowship with the proud man shall be like unto him.
See, you're going to be like unto him, meaning you might receive the perks that comes with, you know, being with this man. With us. Believe you me, you're going to be rewarded with the judgment of the Lord prepared for this devil too, man. Which he's not going to escape. All right, nobody gets away. Esau is not going to escape with the spoils, ride off in the sunset, and erect a new world order. And bring you back into captivity, right?
All over again.
Yeah, all over again. But this time you paying for shit with a microchip. So that goes back to what's that? Is that Exodus 21? That all that Esau trying to give you that digital all. Yeah, to perpetually bring you back into captivity.
Scriptures say none shall go hand join hand. Ain't got no escape route. There's no escape route for this man. But when the sentence of the Lord comes down, no escape route for that. No attorney for that. No pleading for his cause. But we saw the can't leave with his. You're gonna have it. That's salvation. That's allotted for the elect. That's it.
That will make salvation precious. Because if everybody can get it, then why would it be, you know, a premium of it? Why would you emphasize the scripture like throughout the scripture if it was just accessible for everybody? So what you have before you is a work, man, a marvelous work. This is the Lord extending his hand. It's not in the conventional way, and that's how you know it's of the Lord. The Lord will raise up the prophets of old and bring them back, and we'll be right amongst you Americans. You know, it's not like we're going to retreat to some cave after this hearing. You know, we passing flatbread around and got Yayan in there. No, we're going to go back and with that St. John the 17th chapter. Lord prayed to not take us out of the world. We somewhat sleeper cells. So the Lord have planted us here, all right? We was born for that very reason. The LDS woman touched on that briefly. You was born to come here and prophesy, man. Yeah, you ain't even know. You thought you was just play video games and bullshit. No, the word of the Lord. The Lord brought you in this lifetime to prophesy and to introduce the world to YAHAWASHI and his plan. We got something? Yeah, we ready.
Isaiah 13, verse 14. It shall be as the chase broke, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people.
Right, a sheep that no man take up is in a bad position, man. Sheep can't ward off the advances of wolves and lions, you know. So if no man take it up, right, then he's out there. That's going to be the case for you people. You're going to be just out there, no ends of protection. See, we know YAHAWASHI is an active power, and it is alive and well. Just the prayers we send up and how he answers them, man. See? true people not going to have that outlet. It's going to go from the bank apps, and that's going to be reduced to, you know, you asking your auntie what's going on. Hey, nobody going to have an answer. Then eventually it's going to be, you're going to be reduced to searching out garbage cans and shit. All right, go ahead.
It says, and flee everyone into his own land.
Yep, go ahead.
Everyone that is found shall be thrust through.
Right, everyone that is found shall be thrust through. So what we read here is the script, these are death threats, man. Okay? You know, your traditional pastors and preachers, you know, in a very irresponsible approach, they presented the scriptures as a form of peace and, you know, love and happiness. Right, yeah. You know, the Bible was a banner to squash beefs. You know, you come together, this gang leader, y'all shake hands. No, this is the bloodiest, if not one of the bloodiest book ever published.
That's why Nat Turner went crazy. Like,
yep.
Crazy in the good
Lord
way.
showed it to him.
Yeah.
Yep.
She turned up. That's how it's going to be like a foreshadow of the things that come. It's going to be like that. Because the Lord said he's going to turn hunters and fishers into hunters. His word is violent, it's bloody, but it's perfect and it's righteous and it's just too. And it's established, it shows you how to establish justice and perfection. And what the Most High requires out of his people, how to become more perfect. Which that's where we understand that we go off. We need it. We need that. To understand where we go off, how we ain't perfect, how we need to rely on the Heavenly Father and divine salvation. Things are going to get real terrible out there, as they have before in the scriptures. You have portions of time when, right, women was cooking their children for meat.
Right.
The real graphic parts of the scriptures, man.
Right.
There's a point in time when the Israelites that went to war, they brought back certain women from the other nation. And Moses was there, and he said, what are you doing with them? Like, what? Aren't these the same women that caused us to go off and the Lord judged us for it? And then they put them women to death immediately. That happened in the scriptures, man. You don't know that. That's because your pastor was a 501c31 bought out pastor, paid off pastor. And he taught you the Negro spiritual, docile, how to make a Christian Negro. He taught you straight out of that book.
Right.
And you learn about pacifying, pleasing the enemy, and everything else with MLK. They can quote MLK more than they quote the scripture.
Read again, verse 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Right. So that's the reality of the scripture. The Lord has prepared judgment, like we'll say graphic. And that judgment does establish justice and power and rulership. You can't be a passive king and expect to establish judgment. I mean, establish your power. Because the people will just roll over you, man. So guess what the Lord going to do? He's going to, with his iron, it's going to be a rigorous rule in the world to come. That's going to get people in order, man. Right?
That's the violence.
Yeah. This is how the Lord going to reason with you mere mortals. It's going to be by graphic, vivid illustrations of judgment. Okay? All right, so come on, let's go to Isaiah 24. We better wrap up.
Go to Isaiah chapter 24. And verse 3. It's like Isaiah 24 and 3. It reads, the land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for the Lord YAHAWASHI has God. This is Isaiah 24 verse 3. It says, the land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for the Lord YAHAWASHI has spoken this word.
Right, that's the prophecy. The Lord has ordered the release of Israel, all right? People on this side stone the elect, but that's going to bring about the judgment of our oppressors, the ones who held us captive. That's not a hard saying. You're not there having ancient Egypt. That's the story. That's how it came together, right? And which, by the way, the ancient Egyptians tell you how they pursued us. When you go into that word pursue, they're going to persecute. So that proves that even in this lifetime, before we are delivered, we're going to be persecuted word I could use, the image of this world, pretty much, you know?
Reputation.
Yeah, the representation, which is on display through Esau. That's all passing away. All right, no more people not even entertaining that bullshit, that feminine spirit anymore. All right, the other nations is pretty much ready to damn hit the button. They've been brought to the board of war. And the other nations is no longer viewing the so-called white man as that big boogeyman. But what's that, Joel 3rd chapter? That the weak Sam strong. And just not that, just here, everybody, you can see everybody wore out, man. Just been going into that same motion, that robotic, wake up, go to work, you know, like I said, get 40 hours in and trick off on weekends. This shit losing its luster, man. Go ahead.
The earth wonderful faded away. The world languisheth and faded away.
Yeah. You're going to see where it's going to go into this rulership, go ahead.
All these people on the earth do language.
See, that's dealing with this current lifetime. That's touching those who are governed over the planet Earth. It's all fading away now, man. It's language. See all this, like, it's a sudden moment. It's like a snapshot. And that's spirit too. That's why you see people have to take pictures. They got to capture that moment, man. Yeah. TikTok, timeline, just a snippet. You know, a moment in time. You got to show the whole family.
They voice and smile.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody actually having fun no more.
Yeah, after the motherfucking camera go out there, everybody get back to the meme mode. You know? It's just a glimpse in time.
Them same people were hooked up in the picture.
Yeah.
As soon as that picture over, the next week they ain't friends.
Yeah. The next few minutes.
Microwave society, man.
That's it, bro. That's the best way to describe it. Microwave, and that goes back to Esau. Remember, he couldn't wait on the pottage to finish. You know? Are y'all good?
God, it says, the earth also is found under the inhabitants thereof.
Right, under the inhabitants. That word under is synonymous with subjection. Which when you go into that word subject, it breaks down to under rule. So the current state of the planet Earth is based upon those who rule over it. You got plastic everywhere, right? Because of the so-called what? Here's the disease.
Oil spills.
Yeah, oil spills. You got the sea life trying to, they're teaching themselves. That's just a fancy way of saying commit suicide. Go ahead.
God, it said the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Yep, under the watch of Esau. And we still have to explain that, you know, we got to come with pull out a chalkboard and break down the science of why we say it's Esau. God damn. This man is the man that's ruling over. He set the tone, man, on the planet Earth. Okay? So on the one hand, he want to be recognized as the guy, but when we place the blame at your feet for the earth, you ruling, right? You the greatest country. You got the greatest military. You got U.S. embassies all over the place.
And the Maccabees said when the Greeks came into power,
Yep.
evils are multiplied.
Yep.
Same way of life is still, evils is still being multiplied. They haven't made one solution to stop all these evils and abominations to just go. It's flourishing, man, out here in the society.
Yeah, righteousness. Hey, when they get to the point where righteousness is frowned upon, what's that, Isaiah?
Make himself first.
Yeah, that's two. And the other one, one who called himself good.
Oh, yeah.
But that's even better when you have Isaiah 59, which you quote. He that point for you to make himself afraid. You know, when it gets to that point where righteousness is frowned upon, you know, goddamn, what's next, man? You think YAHAWASHI is going to allow a kingdom like that to continue? No. And see, seeing the power that we serve and understanding him, we know that he's going to visit Esau. Plus, on top of that, it's important. It's promise. It's a promissory. What's that? Jeremiah 49th chapter. Come on.
It said the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Yep, go ahead.
Because they have transgressed the law.
Right, the so-called white man transgressed the laws. That's why you had it. That's why it's Pride Month. All right. Yeah. Shit, man.
It says because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance.
Yeah, everything like a moment. So you got stun moments. Read that again.
It said because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance.
Right, change the ordinance. Yeah, they changed the order of things. Okay? Go ahead.
Broken the everlasting covenant.
Yep, broken the everlasting covenant. It goes all the way back to ancient Babylonian captivity. Esau stood on the other side, pointed us out to the Babylonian. You know, hey, yo, who the fucking same devil's back, man? That's why you gotta thank you how much Mount Trump gave you this information. Motherfucker lying at you. And I actually saw that. That was a premise, man. This Edomite, he looked like he was going to be a mad shooting moment. Real tough. That dude was holding himself together like he's gonna lose and shit, man. But I was thinking about something like that's one of them ancient spirits, man, that hate the sight of Jake. And you had the older nigga woman, she was cashier. I could see she didn't even know the dangers. I was looking like she want to kill this bitch, man. And she trying to talk to him and shit. So them breaking the everlasting covenant, that goes deep, man. You know, they sold us out to the Babylonians, contributed to them rounding us up. They stood in the way. That's an ancient hatred that can't be rehabilitated. Guess what? Them the same devils that's out here now. Yeah, is there more of that?
I've heard one more verse. It says, therefore, have the curse devoured the earth.
Right, and who is the curse that has devoured the earth? Esau. He's the disease that has devoured the earth. That's Revelation 11 chapter. Woe to them who destroyed the earth. That's the so-called white man. And you can't get mad at it. That's the facts, man. What?
And they that dwell therein.
And they that dwell therein. That's him. This is the well. It goes into the place where you lodge or hang your hat. So your feet kicked up. The Lord gonna kick in the door. You don't want to be like this, man, when the Lord come in. All right, good.
It says, and they that dwell therein are desolate.
Right. They that dwell therein are desolate. That word desolate, that's another word best suited when describing the destruction. Where?
It says, it's like, therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned.
Mm-hmm. See? This place is going to be burned, man. All right? Yep, let's get that up real quick. Can we get the missile sign? Yep, for what? Yep, read that again. They thought they were going to get away with us not getting this. That's a thing. Yeah, come on.
It said, therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned.
Right.
And few men left.
And few men left, and that's going to the remedy, man. Those going to be counted worthy to escape the rest of YAHAWASHI. All right? So with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory.
Say YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH.
Double honors to our teachers, the head apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the fellow laborers out there. As always, believe. Until next time, shalom.
Shalom. DTA, Bible Ball.